Hey guys, Chris Crawford here. I just had an amazing session with a client who continually felt like she was just running into a wall. She was trying, she had created a business that's done well, and she was wanting to take it to a whole other level and grow it, and just found that she wasn't being consistent. She just kept knowing things that she needed to do. She would procrastinate. She just would hesitate. She'd get distracted. She was just avoiding that work. And she's like, I just keep running into this. And she's like, I feel like I'm just self-sabotaging. She's like, I don't know why I'm doing this. And I can't seem to break through this level. And she just felt like she was there going around and around and around. So if you can relate to that, this video is for you. I really want to jump on right now and just do it raw. Just sitting here and just jump on the camera and record it, because this is such a key concept that so many of us deal with. And so I'm going to tell you how we did a breakthrough and why we did a breakthrough with her. But first, let me share this with you, is that I kept running into this myself. And this is actually what caused me to go into this kind of work and do this kind of study. So what I found was that I was continually having where I'd be so motivated if I had a deadline, or if I had financial stress, or if I had some pressure that was holding me accountable to work, I would be amazing and I would get a ton done and would get great results. But then as the moment that all that seemed to fall away, it was like I kept losing motivation, and I wouldn't stay focused, and I would get distracted. And it was like, I just kept feeling like, oh my God, like I have so much more inside. I can feel that I have more greatness inside me. I just want to offer so much more to the world or my business or whatever. And I just wasn't doing it. And I was frustrated. And I'm like, why am I not doing it? So that led me on a path of just study. Like I just obsessed about this for, I don't even know, maybe the last 8 years I've been studying deep. So it's taken me into, I went to Tony Robbins' coaching program and studied his methodology and concepts, which is mind-blowing, amazing, life-changing. I became a certified hypnotherapist, which was awesome because it taught me about our subconscious programming and what happens there. I went into energy work because I was like, oh, maybe some whole other zone. Became a Reiki master and just learned all sorts of like real out there concepts in the energy work world that were just frankly like blew my mind, that I didn't even fully understand. And then I went deep into some psychology stuff like ego state therapy, parts therapy, and did some really neat advanced training there. And so what I discovered is that basically we have programming, and you've probably heard that before, right? So we have our subconscious, we have our conscious, and consciously we know what to do, right? Like, have you ever had that experience where consciously you know you just need to go do this work or you need to do this thing, but then you're not doing it? And the reason you're not is subconscious. So subconscious makes up, if you've ever seen the iceberg example, right? You know, the photo of the iceberg where the tip of it is up above and the iceberg's huge underwater. That's our consciousness. So the tip above is conscious, and the big mass below is subconscious. And our identity, our personality, our traits, our values, all those different pieces are all in our subconscious. So where does all that come from? Well, most of it's programmed by the time we're 7 years old. There's different levels that happen at 7, and then at 14, and then at 21, because our brain is literally in different states where it's open and it's programmed. But the problem is that when we're a child, we're interpreting things that happen, right? So what do I mean? Like, an event will happen. We'll see a parent, a friend, some relative, authority, teacher. Like, we'll see some event. And as a child, consciously, we think of what that means, right? And so then we become imprinted, not based on the event, based on what we made the event mean to us. So then we become programmed. And then later in life, that part of us is now trying to operate with this programming, okay? So applying that to the coaching session that I just had. So this girl's had success in business. She consciously knows what to do. She keeps running into this limitation. She's not being consistent. She's procrastinating. She's hesitating. She's avoiding. She's like, why am I doing this? So without going into the details of everything that we did, basically we discovered that there was a part of her that felt, because of beliefs from family, that if she became more successful, she would leave her family behind. And so she had a fear of that success. So that part of her was continually showing up, keeping her from going to that next level. Now, the ironic thing is I did a session with a client last week who had the same thing, but with friends. And she felt that if she became successful, she'd lose all her friends. So when you think about that deep down, it's not a bad thing, right? Like that part of us is trying to maintain those connections and those relationships and get love and support. That's not bad. It's just remembering that it was the interpretation of a situation from when we were a kid. And now we've become programmed with that. Now later on, all of a sudden we're hitting in this wall. So she's thinking she's self-sabotaging, which I'm not a huge fan of that word because it sounds like a negative. And to me, right? In this case, this isn't a negative. This is a part of her that's trying to protect her and give her what she really wants deep down, which is connection and love. It's about getting that part in alignment and then either shifting the belief, eliminating a limiting belief, changing the concept. Ultimately, it's reprogramming, right? So through our call, what happened was about half an hour in, we had done a bunch of work with that and she felt it physically. It shifted and she's like, oh my gosh, she was like, I feel physically different. She's like, I feel lighter, like I've taken a load off the shoulders. And she's like, it opened her mind instantly to new possibilities because she had this lens on, right? She's literally looking through a lens inside that part that's trying to protect. Now with that lens removed, she sees things she couldn't see before because that part was being filtered out with her subconscious. So I don't want to, there's so many different things here I could rabbit hole into and explain all of the why behind it, but this, I didn't want to get into all that right now. You can check out some of my other videos. But basically, we release that. So then that's half an hour in, right? Which is amazing. So then from that point, it's like, okay, what now? So then we start to lay the groundwork for where she's going to go from here. And so by the time she got off the call, she was so excited and fired up about the next level of her business and how actually with a new story, a new meaning that was going to equal having success and building even more relationship and connection and support with her family. So by the end of it, it was just a total shift. A reframe is what we call it in hypnosis. Although we didn't do any hypnosis work and I rarely bring that in. That concept is just so powerful for understanding the way it works. But she had this whole reframe of where she walked out of it like, oh my gosh, this would actually be amazing. There would be no drawback. So now that part of her is programmed in alignment and she feels excited and she feels powered up. So do you run into that? Do you run into where you're not consistent? You hesitate, you procrastinate, you know the things that you could do that would take you to another level. Maybe you need to find some support in breaking through that. Maybe this video is enough to get you thinking and start to help you on the path of getting past that. But remember, it's not necessarily a negative. And to be easy on yourself, to not have judgment or expectations, because that part of you is trying to do a service for you at a deeper level. It's just consciously we don't know what that is. So I hope that this may have opened something up for you. Subscribe, follow, sign up to my my email list, wherever you can find me, or and I should say comment, because I would love to hear, are you running into this? Have you done work with this kind of thing? Have you had this kind of breakthrough? Do you feel stuck in some way? Or what's your aha from this video? Or share it with someone else that would that could stand to watch it. So look for some more of my content, sharing this kind of thing. Really looking to help people understand the reasons why we get in our own way. So I hope you enjoyed it, and talk to you soon.